G'day, everybody. We're back with some Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. Especially long session
I'll handle this.
2 nights ago, so we ended up taking a day off yesterday. Had a couple things going on anyway. And now we are back here in Legram. We also went ahead, I did double back and go get the, if I swing over here, just lower this game volume a little bit. She's a little loud. I did go back and grab the, is it not listed? No, it's not. The, practical exam. I went back and completed that properly and did the Blade card games off screen because there's nothing particularly new about those. It's more just to get a little bit extra Link experience. So I didn't think it mattered too much to do that stuff off screen. But like I always say, we're going to take our sweet time, talk to everybody, and just kind of hang out. I only got a couple hours here, so I don't think we'll make a ton of progress this evening, but we'll get to talk to all the wonderful people of Legram, so that'll be fun. Oh, okay. Prana? Interesting. She's named after, like, isn't Prana supposed to be like ambient mana or something like that in certain fantasy settings? Alright. Well, they're happy to see her. That's good. We're only in Legram a couple days, but thank you. Friends, find some time. Do hope you and your friends find some time during our exam, or time to rest. Yeah, we don't have a lot of time to relax usually. Well, thank you. I appreciate your work. Place is pretty clean, I must say, so. I kind of like Legram. It has this sort of very classic fantasy feel to it. The town's main plaza. Okay. Finish all the best of luck today at your academic endeavors. I look forward to seeing how things go. I can't wait. What exactly is there to look forward to? Yeah, I'm sure he has something. Everybody's always got their own agendas around here. Hello, Joseph. You've returned. This calls for celebration. I'll be sure to prepare the finest meals. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to get in some taste of Legram. I wonder what they must fish, I guess, would probably be a thing with the lake there. Catch some fresh fish. Oh, well, I should have just read the line on screen. Enjoy the dinner I'm preparing. I can't wait. That'd be cool. I don't know, I don't have a lot of opportunities personally in my life, I think, to eat, like, freshwater fish, so I guess that could be interesting. I wonder if there's a big difference between the two. There's a lot of ways to look out at this castle. So oddly enough, like, there's like 3 or 4 balconies to this castle. They knew. They knew they had this crazy-looking castle in the distance, so we're like, yep, we're gonna show this thing off. Alright. Into town. So we could stop by the training hall. Why not? Can I go in? Oh, one more round. Yeah. The intensity coming from inside. Yeah. It's a training hall. Okay, I was planning on stopping by to greet everyone, but they're kind of focused. Ah, okay. So we're not allowed to go in. That's a shame. Would have liked to stop in, see what that intensity looks like firsthand, but can I go to the chapel? Oof, this is a big church from the outside. It's like identical to the one in Trista, probably because they didn't want to make another church model inside, but it looks a lot bigger on the outside. Sister Theramis? I wish Father Hamilcar would take his job more seriously. What? I'm the one who has to make all the preparations for Mass and write reports to the Archbishop in his stead. Running around him trying to fix everything he leaves undone is tiring. Ooh. He remains as popular as ever thanks to the stories he tells to the children. Unbelievable. So he's a storyteller, but maybe not the best at actually being a priest. Okay. Oh, he didn't know we were here. Well, we're happy to stop by. What's going on over here? No point in giving sermons to this lot when they've got more faith than I do. Ah, okay. I guess the people of Legram are particularly religious. I guess that would make sense, right? That they're a city built upon Saint Sandlot, right? So she must have been somewhat devout. So the people here are quite that way, but maybe Hamilcar is... He's not necessarily saying here that he doesn't have faith, just that less than them. I suppose I really haven't changed much. May not be my place to say this, but wouldn't it be wise perhaps to put more effort into your job? Aw. Just the kind of guy who can... I'm just not the kind of guy who can summon the motivation to work hard. Oh. That's a little unfortunate, like, oddly depressing, but... It seems like he's getting by. I don't know, we'll keep an eye on that if we can. Hey, Chloe. Yay. Oh. That's incredibly supportive, thank you. I feel I must ask, though, why are those who are these disgusting cretins you have in tow? What? Why must such filth be allowed to fester within the sight of Lady Laura's maidenly grace? Oof. Be sure to keep an appropriate distance from Lady Laura at all times. You three. Shocking about the boys? What an irksome... Well, my apologies. Seems to misunderstand the situation. Is there a more vile or disgusting creature crawling upon this earth than men? Julian and Carno present a perfect example. What with their never-ending tomfoolery? There are a few exceptions, of course, like Lord Arcade. He's so tall, strong, and handsome. I mean, I see the... Oh, okay. So, the problem here is that Laura's father is such a cool guy that he kind of gives everyone else in town, like, a bad... All the other men... Like a bad reputation. You'd have to be in an airship to rise to that expectation. Ah, okay. That's kind of messed up, to be honest. I feel like that's not something that should really be okay, but it is what it is. She doesn't like men. Or the average man, anyway. What is this? Somebody want to tell me? Looks like a weird fairy monument, judging from the wings, but then it's got this strange, like, cocoon-like body. Weird. Alright, cool. Oh, it's a pupper! What's up, doggo? Pero! See, we're doing well, Pero. Woof woof. Man, that is a big woofer. Look at him. Why is he just sitting there? I mean... Oh.
A cross inside a circle. Any idea what it means?
Oh.
No one really knows for sure. There are a number of theories, though.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the meanings of most animist symbols have been lost over time.
Hmm. It's definitely interesting. Oh, can we actually... There are more than we expected. Yeah, to have one dead center in the middle of town is a little strange. There's actually a spirit monument, much like this one, out on the highway, too. One theory is that they exist as signposts to guide the spirits to this land. Ooh. Because of that, people have regarded them as a means to call forth spirits since the days of antiquity. I would perhaps surmise as the opposite, that they are meant to guide spirits away, necessarily, but it's hard to say. I can only imagine what it would look like if they were to succeed. That's just his theory. No one really knows what their real purpose is. But they're still pretty smart then. And here I was thinking it'd be fun to have Lammy smash them. Milliam, don't do that. Yeah, I was going to say, just it's not an appreciate, just a hard no. Just don't do that. Whatever you do. Oh.
This building is the Legram branch of the Bracer Guild.
Hey. It's the Bracer logo. There it is. We're not going to go in there just yet. We got children to talk to and a bunch of other people. Hey, it's Julian. And Carno. These were the boys that Chloe was complaining about. Oh, okay. What'd you do? We formed the Junior Eisenritter. We're here to fight for Saint Sandlot. Oh, I mean... if you're gonna have like boyish fantasies, I mean, being a valiant knight is not necessarily a bad one. Cool. See, let me in. I'll be the villain. It's hardly even role playing. Yeah, it's pretty cute. I assume Laura must be their Saint Sandlot then. Okay. I definitely see where the adoration comes from. You can see how Laura sort of displays a lot of the qualities that you would expect from a Saint Sandlot. She has a lot of the knightly virtue, if you will.
You've got a wharf here?
We do. A ferry makes trips between here and the opposite shore.
If you cross the lake, you'd be in the Sutherland province, right?
Okay. So, there's a ferry. Interesting.
This looks like a nice spot.
Fishing! Give me the fish! But yeah, she displays a lot of those qualities, right? So, I can understand where the people living here would sort of latch on to that, since they've kind of been raised with a very positive view of that sort of thing. I don't know why I have the beginner rod out. I do technically need to catch
Wow, this is a big one.
some early game fish, but I don't think I'm going to catch them here. So you see a lot, like, with Chloe, where she thinks that the men around her are, like, vile, right? Versus the boys there who are trying to become the Eisenritter, right? Her valiant knights that fought alongside her. It seems like the culture that was built around here really reveres that sort of chivalrous mentality. For both better and worse, I would imagine. Like with everywhere else we've gone, right?
Wow, this is a big one.
Alright, got a little bit of fishing done. But we do get to see where Laura learned how to swim so well. I mean, we got a big lake like this. Not a bad place to train. Hey, Sven! How you doing? Fit as a fiddle. Good job. I mean, you're carrying some pretty big logs, my dude. Whether you need a bridge fixed or a wall built, you can leave it all to your construction needs to old Sven. I'm actually just about to head out to the highway to fix up the statues there. I noticed it tilting a bit. If you're gonna go on the same way, be careful of the fog. It came rolling in without warning. Days like this are when the spirits are most likely to begin their trickery. Okay. Take the utmost care. So that's a very classical perspective of, like, fairies and stuff, that they're tricksters, that they will try and do bad things to you if you are left unawares. Not that they're necessarily evil, just irreverent, almost. The spirits are still abundant here in Legram, even now. Can't see them, but they're always here, watching over us. They seem a bit irate today. Oh. Maybe they found themselves unsettled by our new visitors. Oh, is it our fault? I'm sorry, Daphne. What's up, Cindy? For their sake. I was gonna say, this isn't meant to be a leisure visit. Yeah, we're kind of here on school business. I don't think I could deal with having so little free time. That's why we all thought Saint Estrella would be a much better fit for you. All these months without you here is so depressing. Every Laura-less day saw my pillow stained with tears. Cindy, I think not that, like, having a positive outlook on your liege, right? Like, Laura is, for all intents and purposes, these people's, like, lord, right? Obviously, her father is the actual lord, but Laura clearly represents a very similar perspective of their nobility. I like that all the people here seem to have a really, really positive view of them. Like, they really love them and adore them. But it seems like maybe it goes a little too far in certain places. Time hasn't dulled your clinginess. Pat. Oh, is she hugging her? The head pats? To stand in your angelic radiance once again. Oh, talk about a hometown hero, yeah. Alright, so they almost, like, deify the Arcades as far as we can tell. Which is, again, I mean, I'm happy to see that they like them, right? It's a bit of a change of pace to find a city where the nobles are just all around very well liked as far as we can tell. Like, nobody's said literally anything bad about them to this point. But at the same time, it can kind of go a little too far the other way, where they're kind of worshipping them. Oh. Lycia? Lycia? We have some fresh cheese made from our goat's milk, ready to smite your hunger. Aw, yeah. Try to bring some by the manor later. Oh, definitely. We can add it to our dinner. That's so considerate. Thank you. Italian dinner is sure to be that much better. It smells so good. Just an itty-bitty taste. Nope. What a charming friend you have there. Part of me feels like I just can think of Reen, like, as she goes to grab it, like, just lifting her up and moving her away. Alright. Watto's store. Watto? Like the Star Wars character? Are you Watto? You are. Alright. Hi, man. What's going on? Why, of course. We're all doing well here. Oh, okay. Perhaps less so on the business front. I guess this probably isn't a huge tourist attraction. Not really a big issue. It's just that your father rejected the order to raise taxes here. Deliveries coming through on the highway have slowed down a fair bit ever since then. So he refused to raise taxes, so supply is being limited, which is in turn raising prices on its own. Interesting. It's clear as day that Duke Alberea wasn't too pleased with Lord Arsade's decision. I see. Please allow me to apologize for my father's actions. I was going to say, use this... I appreciate the apology, because he wants to be nice, but at the same time, it has basically nothing to do with him, right? There's very little interaction between him, between Uzis and his father's, economic policies. Deliveries by train have come through just fine, so ultimately we're not up the creek without a paddle at least. Yeah, so deliveries by train could come from outside of the Kreutzen province, so his, Lord Alberea really can't do a lot about that, but the road certainly is going to be shorter distances, which is all going to be Kreutzen stuff. I wonder if the ferry brings goods. You would think so, yeah? Oh, hey Duncan. You need any armaments or have any ornament-related questions? You just come straight to me. Thank you, Duncan. Your services are invaluable as always. It's an honor to hear you say that. Oh, well. How much money do I have? I actually have quite a bit. We sold off all those armors and weapons, but... So he sells accessories and a Carnelia reprint. Corellia. I think it's Star Wars now. God damn. Alright, prevents confuse. Oh, there's some good accessories here. They're just kind of expensive. I've never really been one to spend money on accessories in this kind of game, because oftentimes the accessories are such a... there's so many of them, and they're so niche, the only way they'll ever really be worthwhile is if you're... If you know ahead of time which ones you need to equip, then you're set, golden. But if you don't know, then it's basically pointless. Modify slots? Do I have any that I can open? Does Milliam have any? Oh. Oh, we're fully open. We could always buy some quartz, but for now we're fine that way. Oh, he sells the weapons and modifies the weapons. It's a little strange. Alright, so we lose a little bit of speed, obviously, but... So it's a difference of 40 again. That's a difference of 50, but she loses art strength. I'm not super keen on that. I think if she gets it upgraded, though, it probably is better. Titania. Ooh, that's just a pure upgrade. Cool. Lombardia. Partisan. Chrome Claw. Yes, it's a lot of heavy stuff that's going to hurt our speed, but that might still be worthwhile all the same. So the Golden Mail gives evasion. So there's the light armor. Okay. Oh my goodness. We lose so much art defense on Reen there. Whatever gear he has is way better. Let's get Laura that. Put that on Milliam as well. Put the Golden Mail on him. We'll hold off on that. Oof, these are just straight up better shoes, just across the board for most of the party. It's so much money. Why does everything cost so much? Ugh. Alright, so we lose some evasion if we go this route, because I think we have Stregas equipped. It's that speed, though. Getting it to 96, 84. Man, I could really use some speed. I feel like I'm going to do it. We're gonna put it on at least a couple of these guys. Gaius can use it. Emma can. Use this. Alright. And we're fresh out again. Alright. Had all that money and now it's gone. Okay. So there's the inn, but there's also a person behind the inn. So let's go in here and see what's going on. Saria. So you're working hard as ever? Of course. I have a question for you, though. What is your relationship with these men? We're classmates. Just classmates, we promise. She's definitely not, you know. I knew I could trust in the purity of Lady Laura's heart. Oh. What's she applying exactly? Might be better off not knowing, Reen. Okay, whatever. Started renting my boat out recently. Oh, that's cool for you, Weber. Weber? I was hoping I could let you guys use it while you're here, but it looks like Lady Ebel's spirits are feeling a bit out of sorts today. Oh, okay. How so? Oh, is the water, like, bad in some way? What does that mean? Alright, so there's no one upstairs. There's a guy fishing down here, last I saw. Oh.
Wow, I didn't think that door led out here.
Nice find.
I guess this is a surprise. Old Man Bem. Fish here are really a lively bunch. I reckon that's due to the blessings of the spirits living in the lake. Everyone here is such a weird, like, out there perspective. Like, I just... Nobody else so far that we've ever met talks like this. Like, this is such a... It almost feels like this area is like a time capsule, right? Like it they talk about spirits and the fairies, and they sort of have this very reverent perspective on their nobility in town. Kind of strange. Alright. Into the Legram branch of the Bracer Guild. I must not have noticed it earlier with all that mist. Oh, okay. Low pressure, but this one still seems to be active. The Legram branch continues to operate as it always has. That's why I was rather surprised to find that the Capital's branches were no longer active. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. So it's... It's weird that they would keep their Bracer Guild here running, but not knowing, or at the very least that Laura doesn't know that they closed everywhere else. It was closed a year ago. And that's the other thing. The Bracer Guild's closed very recently. As I understand it, the pressure to close came from the Duke's household, not the Imperial government. Huh. Bracers are an eyesore to most of those well-to-do types. They don't bow to authority, they can't bribe them with Mira, and they're all about protecting civilians. Yeah, they're kind of like, you know, nice people. Giving them any excuse to lean on the brace. Give them any excuse to lean on bracers to get them out of the picture, and that's exactly what they're going to do. I mean, it's the truth, right? That's all there is to it. Do you think you're not complicit in this? It's less us and more Gramps. He went barging into the branches in the capital himself and started telling them what they could and couldn't do. Okay, so he wanted, like, a lot of regulation over the Bracers, and the Bracers, obviously being a separate organization from the actual government, wanted freedom to do what they had always been doing. That's interesting. That explains the instructor's frosty temperament towards him. Yeah, I mean, we kind of already knew that, but I can understand why Laura would just be putting it together now. You guys sure do poke a guy where it hurts, don't you? Oh, he was listening. It's our boy, Toval! We've seen him before. Yeah, Toval. We ran into each other a couple months ago. Yeah, back when we were in Berehard. Sounds like Sarah's keeping your nose to the grindstone, huh? Wait, so the former associate of our instructor. Yeah, okay, so they must have worked together at some point. I mean, at the very least, it doesn't look like there are that many bracers, even when they were active. Bracer Toval. Toval Randur. A bracer with the guild here in the Empire. Good to meet you. Oh. Cool. I like Toval. This place is cluttered. There's a lot of boxes and stuff. Wait a minute. It wasn't a coincidence we ran into you in Brayhard. Yeah, Sarah told me you were going to be there. She wanted me to keep an eye out on you and step in if you ever got into a real tight spot. Wow, that's kind of interesting. Because like, we talked about it at the time that Sarah clearly knew, right? Like, she had a pretty good idea about like things going bad, right? She kind of knew that there was a lot of tension. She sent Machias and Uzis there. I don't think she expected it to go as bad as it did, right? With Machias getting, you know, essentially Uzis getting kidnapped and Machias getting locked up. But she had expected things to go bad enough that she told Toval specifically, she's like, hey, can you stop by Brayhard just to keep an eye out? But play it casual, as opposed to not giving yourself away. Okay. Okay, I can see it. Yeah, you did kind of slip us a couple hints and get us to the spot where we could get Machias out of help, or out of trouble. You may not have directly assisted me, but I suppose you have my thanks nonetheless. Hey, no problem. Oh, Sarah repaid him. Interesting. I had no idea you already met some of the members of our class. Incidentally, Toval, Guild's standing here in Erebonia certainly seems to have shifted over the past 2 years. Every branch here in the basically every branch here in the Empire was shut down after the government started putting pressure on us. I wonder if there's still a handful of them in like the really small or remote places. Some of us found work in a different field, like Sarah. Others transferred to branches outside the country. Okay. They all agreed to get back together if we can ever resume operations in Erebonia again. So they're just kind of waiting to see if there's a way that they can get themselves back into where they used to be. Because everyone really liked being bracers, apparently, if they agreed to all come back. Keep a low profile, scrape out a living for ourselves. Sounds like a difficult life. Still, with the guild having to decrease its presence, isn't there more than enough work for the remaining branches? Oh. The Railway Military Police deals with a lot of the stuff we would have handled before. Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Your little lady's friend in particular keeps herself pretty busy. Claire does indeed seem to be a hard worker. So it's interesting that they pushed out the Bracers Guild to replace them with a government-operated version, right? It's tough because it's very clear that the entirety of the Chancellor's emphasis is re-centralization, right? He wants to pull all the political operations, all the power, all the decision-making towards the capital. He wants to get it all centralized so that the main government of the Empire, and him in particular, since he's like the main face of that, can make as many decisions as possible. I mean, it's good and bad, right? It helps with a lot of streamlining. It makes things move smoother. But at the same time, when you start to pull all that away, you lose a lot of the tradition, which is stuff they've talked about. But it also kind of hurts the feeling of autonomy, right? So Bracers kind of gave a lot of that, where villagers could very easily go post things, get their local Bracer Guild to deal with those problems. And because the Bracer Guilds were very specifically integrated into the community, that became its own separate thing, where instead, if you have a railway military police that kind of goes from place to place, everything that's done is dealt with directly and under the name of the central government. Huh. Obviously, anyone watching this can kind of understand all that, but I kind of like just thinking it out loud to figure out, okay, like, it's clear the process, the steps he took, and how he came to that decision. Whether or not we agree with it, it is what it is, but with all the time she spends on work, it's no wonder she doesn't have a boyfriend. Oh, that's a little mean. William, I'm sure you should go around sharing the details of people's private lives without their consent. Find enough work to keep the lights on. Okay. This branch has a Viscount's approval, so we can display our sign without getting in trouble. Yeah, so it seems like Arcade, like, the Arcade family has a lot of autonomy, despite the central government trying really hard to push back on that. But it's interesting, because you would imagine he's getting pressure from both sides, because we also know that Duke Alberea wants to kind of govern this area. Nice to hear that the Viscount seems pretty supportive. Okay. Seems fine. Just way of life. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, we hear that he travels a lot, so I wonder if he goes around adventuring and things. Pride, to focus on helping others. Okay. If he were free of responsibilities, he would join the guild and work as a bracer himself. Oh, well, I mean, sounds like something a Radiant Blade Master might do. Hardly think a man who owns territory in the Empire could just up and join the Bracers. I mean, why not, really? I mean, ultimately, whether he owns land or not, like, whether he's like a liege lord, if you will, doesn't really preclude him from having a job, does it? In terms of strength and standing, he's probably on par with Cassius Bright. There it is. There's the Cassius Bright line. I'll bet he'd make an S rank right on the spot. Where's Sleeper when I need him? He wanted this line to be on screen at some point, so we're going to hold it for a second. You know Cassius Bright. He's currently a brigadier general in the Liberalian army, as well as a bearer of the title Divine Blade. Interesting. Okay. I am playing through Trails in the Sky, so I have a very limited understanding of what this means. I know who Cassius Bright is, but he isn't part of the army where I am currently in the plot, and Divine Blade seems weird to me, because I thought he used, like, a staff. Well, I'll find out one day how that comes to be. Guess I should expect no less from members of the Intelligence Division. Anyway, that's how the Viscount ended up asking me to sort out some tasks for your field study. Oh, okay, cool. Field study envelope. What do we got? 3. Okay. Many hands make light work. Client Duncan. I need someone to replace a lot of orbment lights all along the highway. If you're like putting lights into things, you can find me at Watto's store. Ebel Highway monster. Client Taval. A monster has been spotted roving the Ebel Highway, and he's a big one. Monster Crocodart. Location Ebel Highway. I request the Class 7 deal with the threat as soon as possible. Okay. Arcade School Training Bout. I wish for Lady Laura and you, her classmates, to engage in a friendly training bout against the students of the Arcade School. When you have prepared sufficiently, please make your way to the training hall, which is down the stairs outside the mansion to the right. Okay. Sir, study area is defined as 200 celled radius around Legram. Each student must record his or her daily activities. Yep. Pretty normal. So this is how field studies go. It is indeed, Milliam. We got our list. Should come back tomorrow to pick up another set of tasks. Got more work I used to help you with. We're pretty short-handed here, so we got a real monster backlog build up. Oh. Counting on you to pave the way for an easy street for me. Well, don't worry, Toval. We'll do what we can. Try and ease things up a little bit. Looks like one of those requests is for training hall. Seems like it's be from Klaus. Got a monster extermination. Yep. Be nice if we could cover as many of the townspeople's requests as possible, too. Yeah, I'd love to help them out, because, you know, it's what we're here for, really, at the end of the day. Alright. Long cutscene, so we'll drop a save. Got anything to say, Taval? Couldn't help but notice that Sarah set you up with a curriculum really similar to the work we bracers do. Obviously, it's been commented on to death that essentially what we're doing is just bracer work, but it's kind of interesting to hear Toval say it. Mind if I ask you something? Fire away. You gave a hint back to us in the bar of Brayhart. It's just the fact that Instructor Sarah showed up at the perfect timing right when we needed her. Oh, she did actually mention a friend of hers. Oh, okay. He was kind enough to give me a ride on his airship back to from the capital. Oh. No, that's a different person. Things got worked out for us thanks to his pulling strings behind the scenes. See the Bracers live up to their reputation. Makes sense why they're not too popular with certain folks. Listen, it was just a one-off, alright? Jumped through some serious hoops to make sure everything worked out, you know. Been in his debt all this time without even realizing it. Yeah, Taval seems like a cool dude, right? He expresses that he has like a pretty significant backlog of work. But I think that might have more to do with him being the only person here than it has to do with his work ethic. What's going on over here? Oh. Okay, so people don't say anything too different at the moment. Let's go check out Watto's store. Since we have to go to the Ebel Highway to go fight that monster, we might as well change the lights while we're out there. Can we ask you? Yeah. What exactly do you need us to do to replace these lights? It'll take quite a while, though. Are you sure you have the time to do it? Yeah, I mean, we have essentially infinite time, so it's fine. Here's how it'll go. Gonna presume you all know what a road lamp is at this point. You probably know that they require regular maintenance in order to function as they should. That's especially true here in Legram, since the moisture from the fog causes their circuits to short more frequently. Put in a request for Taval to inspect them not too long ago, actually. To my surprise, he discovered that almost all of the lamps close to the town are in need of some maintenance work. Okay. That's a little coincidental, though. So we're going to replace them all in one go. Got it. It's kind of, I think the first task we ever did was to replace an orbit light. But to do, like, lots of them, it might be kind of interesting. Safety measure for travelers along the highway. Yep. As much fun as picking lint out of my belly button, but oh well, nothing. Oh, Millium. Doesn't sound like something Taval would usually handle himself, though. Oh, okay. So Taval would normally do this entirely alone. You'd probably laugh at us if a group of promising students weren't able to change a few lights, I'll bet. Yeah, I was going to say, if Taval could do it totally alone, the 6 of us should be able to handle it, yeah? We're at least 1/6 as strong as one full-time bracer. Yeah, see, it takes us back to the first field study. Every town needs working road lamps. Hardly finally managed to block off any memory of our group's first field study. Oh yeah, they struggled on their first one. So I'm remembering stuff that I wasn't here for. Aw, that's what you get for showing up late to the party. Aw. There's a code to open the maintenance panel. It's not quite. The lamps here in Legram use a key. Oh, okay, which means we just need a key. Oh, well, that saves me a lot of memorization. Cool. Should make things simpler. Kind of glad we don't need to remember the code. Here's the replacement orbit lights. You'll need them as well. So there are 14 of them. Jeez. A0 to A5, B0 to B9. Or B1 to B9. I don't know what I'm reading here. They're all marked with letters and numbers. They are. Each one matches up the road lamp. It should... Does it matter? Use the A0 lamp for light for the lamp with A0 written on it and so on. It isn't exactly advanced calculus. Yeah, but I'm kind of confused. Why does it matter? Are the lights all unique? Oh, well, apparently Reen just straight up remembers how to change this. Easy. Alright, well, thank you, Duncan. Okay. Well, I spent all our money, so that's pretty much gone. Not the notebook, I need quests. I'm trying to figure out where I am in this menu. Watch has been spotted roving here. I request. Do we need to talk to him? I guess not. I already talked to Toval and he didn't say anything. Because he's the client, he should have told me about it, about the monster. Oh, okay. It's out on the highway, but a pretty good distance from town. Probably close to 200 Selge, if I had to guess. Right at the edge of your field study area. Seems to be a pretty mean one. Make sure you're all ready to take a first swing. Alright. It's kind of interesting that he says to take your first swing, as if there would be a second one if we failed. But in my experience, we tend to be dead if we lose fights. So that's an interesting idea. Taval's looking at this as if we could try again a second time. The fog's just thick out here in the highway as it is in town. It looks a lot worse to me, but okay. A long way towards keeping the temperature down, but it certainly doesn't help with the visibility. Yeah, it definitely could. I would, if somebody was not aware or like used to this area, I could definitely see them getting lost. And yeah, the railway probably helped out with that a lot. Let's go! Alright, Milliam. Alright, so we gotta hit all these lights. Oof, this hurts my eyes. Okay. Oh, that's the light. Okay, that's what they look like. Change the lamp. Hype. Alright, we got it. Doesn't seem so bad. So I suppose we need to repeat this 13 lamps on the highway. Perhaps we should take turns doing it then. Yeah, okay, that's cool. We'll share the workload. Oh, and Milliam's got the next one. On the plus side, everyone in the party will know how to change a light bulb now, so that's nice, I guess.
Now's our chance. Let's smash him.
This thing is totally alone, and my whole party's just standing together in a line. What are you? Weak is
Very
what you
well.
are. Okay, cool.
I leave this to you.
I'll
Emma,
take it from here.
detector,
Analyzing the enemy's vitals.
tell me about it. What is this thing? Looks like a jellyfish.
I've got it.
Rose shroom, a mollusk. Okay, formed from several pink spores. Possesses a powerful neurotoxin. Touching it causes paralysis. Okay,
My turn.
so it's a crazy, paralyzing jellyfish thing. Works for me. Now it is dead.
That's the power of the 8 leaves.
Get no complaints from me. I don't need to fight that thing. We're good. You are going to change out that for detection. It occurs to me now that I did not set up our characters. We're going to do that. Attack 3? No, that's not what I want. That one. We are going to put attack 3 on her, but not in that spot. HP? Yes. I don't really need her to have flood. Yeah, we'll just put HP in shield. Why not? And then we will... Let's give her Dragon Vision. Why not? Just in case she kills things and scans them. Do I really need spells for her is the issue. I'm kind of more inclined to just give her as many stats as I can, because I feel like she isn't really going to be casting much of anything anytime soon. So let's put some crazy ailments on her attacks and just give her a bunch of stats. Works for me. Use this. You have some fire, maybe? Do I have like a reasonably good fire spell? Not really. Give me this heat wave, I guess. Ugh. Aerial. Wait, does he already have aerial? No. Okay. And then Earth. Genbu. Ooh, that could be good. EP recovers in the field. Enemies drop more stuff. Let's go with Dragon Vein. Why not? This could certainly go for a little bit more currency dropping. Crests. I kind of want Gaius to have some support abilities if he can. Ooh. Do I not have more? Chrono Drive? There we go. I don't know what Yggdrasil is, but we're gonna give it to him. Alright.
It feels almost magical.
I know. Like if you just wait long enough, you might see a fairy or something.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was getting at with the very,
Okay.
I've got this.
like, classic fantasy, medieval perspective. There's definitely a path over here. These trees are... I thought maybe I could break them or something, but it doesn't look like it. Alright. Get a new light. On to the next. Bunch on the right here. We got a bunch of monsters over here, though, to kill. You are a crazy pom-pom thing.
We have the
Time to die.
advantage.
Go.
Can I gale all 4? No. Okay.
Second form. Gale.
That's unlucky.
Now's our chance. Milia.
Gotcha.
Get him!
Right.
Easy.
No escape. Off guard.
I'll help.
I think that should scan it automatically.
My turn.
Yeah, okay. Grass palm. A subspecies of palm that smells of fresh flowers. Absorbs CP and EP. Weird.
Yeah. I'm sorry for the trouble.
That's a little strange, but all the same, kill this thing. Or not. You know what? Use misses a lot. It's a little annoying, really. I don't really understand why he misses so much,
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
That should suffice.
but here we are. All right. Oh, I didn't even see him.
Right.
That was crazy. I did not see him on screen.
No escape.
Okay. Spin these guys.
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. Laura just literally killed everything. Okay.
I've only just begun.
Wow, okay. Coco Panda, an intelligent bipedal monster, beats humans who pass by with a stick it made from a tree branch. Okay. Actually, wait. Thor's Academy. Oh, I didn't get these scans. This is my problem. That makes me sad. Now I'll never know. Why is that gotta be so annoying? Like, just giving us an opportunity to scan very unique enemies one time ever. Not a huge fan. It makes me sad.
Second form. Gale.
I'll have to grab them on like a New Game Plus or something where I'm super overpowered and don't have to really worry about it.
I'll handle this.
That guy. Perfect.
Of course.
I think Laura just kills everything right
No
here.
escape.
Oh, almost.
Here I
She
go.
very nearly killed every single one of them.
Don't mess with us.
Something about the amount of fun Milliam is having. It's contagious. She's doing well. We're doing well. Nothing to complain about. Pop some A5 in there. We gotta go fight this enemy, get this chest, as well as switch these two lights. So we're clear, it doesn't say anything different at any of these points, so I'm not gonna take the time to read the text. It's just kinda pointless. It's interesting, now that we're back in the Legram, right? We're encountering enemies that are very similar to the ones we fought in Keldic, which is interesting
That's
to
a
me.
beautiful looking treasure chest.
Watch out. This is a tough one.
We managed to get single advantage. That's good. It's interesting to me because in Keldic, a lot of these enemies appeared in the Lunaria Nature Park, which was itself kind of filled with like animism and stuff. Like it had those totems. Where here we find the city and they're like, oh, we're still super connected to animism and all
I leave
that.
this to you.
With pleasure.
And what's interesting there is that the enemies and the monsters that appear here are very similar to Lunaria Nature Park. Like, they look visibly similar. They're clearly the same, like, biologically, or at least similar. So I find it interesting that they appear like that. Oh, come on.
You bad guys better watch out.
I sure would.
The high five, she jumps for it. Oh my god, it's so good. That's a shame. I was
Hey, treasure!
gonna scan him. Like I was saying, they look very similar. They are of the same, like, genus, if you will. And I wonder if that has something to do with the connection to animism. Like, you see the crosses here. I'd be interested to play an older Trails game, or one that comes, like, substantially before these games. Because the Legend of Heroes series, I don't think happens in the same place. At least I don't know if it does. Alright, well, that's kind of annoying. There's all these lights on the right-hand side, but all the enemies are on the left. But I want to do both. Alright, we're going to have to make a loop then. We're going to go left first. I wonder if, like, a lot of this imagery of, like, the crosses and stuff, I wonder if it comes up in the Legend of Heroes games separately, or if it's at all depicted in this universe.
Second form.
Greedy Reapers. Okay.
Now's our chance. Milia.
Kill him!
Okay.
Oh, we almost did.
It's my turn.
Alright, let's
Can you handle this?
I'll
get
take it
Emma
from
out
here.
here.
Analyzing
Get this
the enemy's
scan
vitals.
before I forget again.
I've got it.
I was hoping to get that scan on the last one, but we got the finishing blow and killed it. A worm monster, Greedy Reaper, a worm monster that lurks underground. Its body is covered in tough armor, and it drains HP from its
My
prey.
turn.
Interesting. Well, they're dead now, so
We should keep going.
not a problem. They do start giving a little bit more XP, though, so at the very least, if they could attack us, they might have been dangerous. It's hard to say. Get behind this guy. Oh, that's another
The advantage is ours.
big enemy over there.
Go.
Jeez.
Second
Gale.
form. Gale.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Right. Hey.
I'm not gonna burn CP by brilliant spinning. We just punch,
Okay. Here.
attack with some nonsense.
Of course. Huh.
Here we go.
Easy, nothing to worry about.
Okay, it's safe for now.
Cool.
Ooh, that one looks tough.
Okay, we're gonna ignore that guy for now. We're gonna flip this. Get that changed out. Oh, 7 lamps done. So Laura took care of this one. Halfway done, yay! 7 down, 7 to go. Alright, so we're halfway there. Got him.
We have the advantage.
They're not expecting me to come up from behind.
Of course.
Oh, the CP recovery. Thank you, game.
Yes, sir.
Give him a punch.
There.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go.
Smack this dude around.
Chance.
Gotcha. You bad guys better watch out.
Milliam, jump.
I sure would.
I appreciate that Reen doesn't, like, lean over
Nice.
or, like, try and lower his hand or anything. He just puts it up there for her to jump for. Alright, road lamp. Get that changed. B5.
Yay, treasure.
There's a bunch of treasure chests over here. 2 of them, anyway. For now, we gotta kill these dudes, though.
Second form. Gale.
I get the impression one of these treasure chests is gonna have some monsters in them. But I think we'll handle it.
Hey.
I don't think it'll be an issue.
Here I go.
Yeah. Here.
Got him.
That's that. Let's keep moving.
Alright. Easy enough. Yeah, one of them was a spooky chest. Ground bait. Alright, I mean, not particularly valuable, but not worthless.
We have
What do you got, big guy? Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
I would very much like to scan this guy. So I think we're just gonna punch.
Here we go.
Okay. Ooh, that's a nice gale right
Second
there.
form. Gale.
Oh my god, it's so
There's a
good.
chance.
The more enemies it hits, the cooler it gets, man, every time. Let's brilliant spin right here.
No escape. Now.
Oh my goodness.
Understood. Yeah. Analyzing the
Alright,
enemy's
what is this thing before it dies? Because we are apparently just rolling these guys over.
all complete.
A monster covered in a golden armor-like shell. Its immense weight gives its charge attacks incredible power. So it's... Is it gold in color or gold in, like actual gold? I guess the gold would be quite heavy.
Go.
My understanding, though, is that gold makes pretty poor armor, since it's a rather soft metal, but
Right.
who knows?
Huh.
It's my turn. Yeah.
Got him. Ow.
Here we go.
Why do I keep doing that?
Go.
Gotcha.
Leave Laura alone.
Here I go. Don't mess with us.
Got him. Easy.
A matter of course.
What did I get? Abyss Shadow. What is that? A gem made from jet black naval. Glows faintly. Prevents death blows, delay, and vanish. Ooh. And gives you speed. That's actually pretty good. Okay. We'll slap that on somebody later. I gotta go open these, or change these rather.
We have nothing to fear.
Here we go.
Okay. More of them.
Second form.
I could have hit 4 and I chose 3 because I'm bad at the video game.
My turn.
Brilliant Spin, I think, finishes the fight for the most part.
It's my turn.
What we're gonna
I'm sorry
do,
for the
switch
trouble.
to
I'll
use
show
this.
you how it's done.
Back to Millium. I'd like to try and get some of the Millium lines with characters that haven't yet.
Here we go. Go.
An opening.
So part of that's going to be rotating the party through.
Your swordsmanship gets better with every battle.
And I've got a way to go to get to your level.
Thank you, Laura.
Not bad.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
So many levels. Okay. Change the light. Go.
Oh, the tree comes through here.
That's the Ebel branch line, the same line we traveled here on.
Oh, right there. I guess Millium probably would have a bit of a fascination with trains, what with her connection to the railway military police and what that means for her as far as like communication and seeing Claire and all that. I guess it would be the case that a lot of people would look very fondly on trains when they first come into existence. Same with like cars and stuff, right? Where trains kind of give you this like shrinking of the world effect, where travel becomes much cheaper and easier, where you wouldn't be able to see the people that you now get to see, you won't be able to talk to the people you now get to talk to. Versus like
Now's our chance.
cars, for example, which would have had a similar effect, but not as profound. Instead, cars are always thought of as like freedom almost, where you have like a level of autonomy that you wouldn't have had before.
Here I go.
My turn. Hey!
Go. Now's our chance.
Game makes me think a lot. We've just saw this. I'm just going right through it. It's fine. What was I gonna say? Yeah, like this game makes you think about a lot of stuff. Maybe it's just me, but
This monster seems dangerous. Be careful.
Watch out. This is
it'll
a
be
tough one.
fine.
Here we go.
But I don't know. I appreciate the game for
Second form. Gale.
being willing to talk about
Very
just
well.
about anything. They're not particularly dangerous, are they? I guess we'll
Now's our
Noble
chance.
Command.
Don't let it pass.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Right, beam?
Blow 'em away.
I don't know why buffing Millium or changing her equipment really makes much difference to
Right.
Arigatlum, but I'm sure it does.
No escape.
Go. Second form. Gale.
Ugh, no one balances, man.
Very well.
Wish I could get a rush going or something.
I leave this to you.
With pleasure.
Gaius, hit him.
My turn.
Gaius does not do much in the way of damage. That's interesting.
Finish him, Gaius.
Right.
The voice line, though. Finish him! Oh my
Evil will
goodness, she
fall
did a lot of
before my
damage.
blade.
I did it.
Levels! Now, I'm one of those people that always looks to see whether I'm on par with where the game wants me to be. So we know that we head to the fortress after this, right? And in the prologue, you're in the fortress at level, I believe, 49. So
Second form.
we're right around on track where I think we would be. I think we might actually be a little higher level
Leave it
than
to
what the
me.
game expects us to be. It's kind of interesting to me. Just a little how strong the people who made the game thought you would be at that point.
Gotcha.
Of course. Hey!
Oh, okay. Just miss. That's always fine.
Go.
Failure, always an option.
Of course. Hey! We
Got
should
him.
keep going.
Got it. Okay. What's in here? Tyrell Balm. Was it worth it? Eh, probably. What's in the box? Tear Bomb. Oh. Change the light bulbs. Gotta keep the lights on over here in Graham. Run around doing some work. Alright. So we got 2 more of those lights. And there's the boss enemy that we need to fight. I'm afraid in either case that we will get teleported back for one reason or another. I very much doubt that'll happen with the lights.
Let's
So we're going to do that first.
Here we go.
I can get 3.
Second form.
Let's go with that. Okay, that's not too bad.
My turn.
How are we doing on CP? We're not doing fantastically. We're actually kind of getting worn down a little
My
bit.
turn. Together, we're unbeatable. Nice.
Hey, levels for Gaius. Gaius is much lower level than everybody else. I need to keep him out there. Alright. I should probably have saved after doing these lights, but that's fine. Change this one. We got 1 more. And then we will be all done. I'm going to assume this is the end of our area. Leads to Berea Hard. It's not a distance any sane man would travel on foot. Oh, okay. I kind of like that, where they're like, hey, you can keep going this way, but it's incredibly unrealistic to expect to walk there, so we're just not going to let you do that. Where it's like, I know a lot of people have problem with invisible walls in RPGs, where they're like, oh, I just want to go to this place, but the idea that we could just walk there is a little like ludicrous, so we're just like, yeah, the game's just going to tell you not even to even try. Should be better lit now, though it's difficult to tell with all this fog. Yeah, at least people who live here who vaguely know their way around will have an easier time. Okay. It looks so cartoony. Like, it doesn't even look like a scary monster. It just looks like something you'd find in, like, a children's cartoon. Looks really strong, does it? We've got Lammy on our side, so it would be piece cake. Visibility is poor. We can't take anything. I guess that definitely should affect our ability to fight. But here we are, and I already saved, so let's go fight him. Can I get behind him? Oh, maybe?
Oh, that one looks tough. This'll be fun.
I think I could have gotten behind him. There's two of them. Okay. I don't know anything about him, but we're going to spin. Okay. Not bad.
Yes, sir.
Still nothing. Alright. Buster arm.
Now.
Here. All right.
Okay, we're going to swap in
I'll take it
Emma.
from here.
Drop a
Analyzing the
detector.
enemy's vitals. All complete.
An amphibian monster that lives near water. Its appetite is ferocious and its jaws are strong enough to pierce steel. Okay. More importantly, it's weak to water for some reason. Oh, he's gonna crit.
Now's our chance.
That's not good.
Of course.
I find it kind of interesting that when we go into this mode and start attacking, the enemies, or the character models, are still have this very washed out effect on their colors. Which is obviously because of the filter being placed over the screen because of the fog. But it doesn't go away when they go into those cutscenes where they're doing like the follow-up attacks and the rush. It just
Second form.
stays. I don't know why I used Gale. It's not that much more effective than a regular attack anyway.
Now.
Ow. Okay. That's not ideal.
Here goes.
So we can Tira. See if that's enough to get her
You have my things.
healthy-ish. Not really. I was going to say, I think that's all of her HP right there.
It's my turn.
That's cool. We got Serene Blessing.
Hear me.
That'll go up quick.
You have my things.
I don't have 200 CP, but we're going to drop a Gigant Breaker anyway. Oh. Give me some damage, please. 6k? Or almost 7k. That's not too bad. Ooh, the dodge, though.
Fool.
Here we go.
Dodge God Laura over here. Oh my goodness, they get so many turns. Can I delay them? Does it say? Oh, I should have checked. Okay, well. Reen drew the attention and took the dodge, so we'll do that. Laura took the hit. Okay. Okay, can I please check delay? Is that something that they can take? They're very resistant to it. But not 100%. So let's see if we can't push them back a little bit.
Okay.
Oh, that's a no. Tira, is she going to get that off? She will.
Obvious
Okay.
activate.
This is nothing.
Armor break.
Shatter.
Heal's going to go off.
You have my things.
Get a bunch of health there. Marine took a lot of damage from that, but he's not dead. And now there's Laura. Okay. Gaius.
With pleasure.
Calamity Hawk? Maybe. Yes.
The winds rend
If I
your
kill this
strength.
guy, then the fight becomes much easier, because 1v4, we should have way too many turns for him to be able to do anything anymore. Fighting two of them, it's kind of dangerous, because if they turn and focus somebody down, it actually poses some amount of threat.
Not yet.
So I think we're more inclined at this point to just
Flames, gavel
go
out.
heavy damage and finish this guy off really fast.
Strike.
There we go. Okay, so with that one down, do you get a Tira off? Wow, you do. Okay. Let's heal Laura so she can take the hit.
You have my things. Of course.
Okay.
Shatter!
Armor break. He did not attack. That's fine.
Yeah.
Tira on Reen. Oh, the dodge.
Fool.
Her accuracy being so low
Not
is
yet.
like it just trivializes them in a way.
Now's a chance.
An opening.
Like they missed almost half their attacks at this point.
Thanks. It's my turn.
Gaius, get in there. Start smacking them around.
I'll help.
Of course. Hey!
Oof, that hurt.
Stand down!
Ooh, the vengeance.
Not yet.
I'll take that any day. All right,
It's my turn.
Tira. I love that you only your character, if they dodge, they get to counter. But if they don't dodge and they do get hit, they'll never counter, right? Because the idea is they are like getting hit, so they are like staggered or off balance or whatever. But
Of course.
in this scenario, it makes sense that Laura could certainly like reciprocate, right? So
It's my turn.
I actually kind of like that they went that route where you're the only way you can get a counter attack if you get hit is if one of your linked friends does it.
Leave it to
Here's
me.
what I was talking about though, right here, where because we have so many turns, there's just no way this guy can do enough damage for it to matter. Like, there's never going to be a scenario where he's going to turn this fight around because the action economy is too much
I'm sorry for the trouble.
in our favor. Trying to see what this victory pose between Gaius and
They're open. Million.
Milliam looks like.
Okay.
Oh, not quite. Oh,
Don't mess
aw, it doesn't count, really? That makes me sad. Okay, we got Recuria. Got some evasion and all that. That's good. I'll take that.
Not bad.
Level 45, she gets Radiant Wings. Increases physical capabilities at the expense of magical ones. Well, that's like a pure buff, because she was never going to cast magic anyway. That's nuts.
awesome.
I'm just getting started.
A matter of course.
Treasure Sword. Seals foes in ice, then shatters it. Unbalanced plus 20%. Ooh.
I feel like I'm growing stronger.
Okay. Well, that takes care of that. Yep. Not bad for our first monster extermination. The tough part was actually getting the monster this time. Yeah, it took a little bit of time, but that's not so bad. The enemies weren't that bad around here. But I guess canonically we kind of had a hard time getting here just because of the mist. Okay. If the air were a bit clearer today, we might have been able to explore a few other routes through the area. Okay, that's interesting. So, if the mist wasn't as bad, this area would be more expansive? Okay. Well, back to town, I guess. I have a feeling that those fallen trees are there to block paths that'll open up once the fog clears, but I don't know 100%. I would think that's why. That's why there's that elevated second path you see above us
Ooh,
here.
that one looks tough.
Yeah, we're not going to fight anything else around here. Just going to make our way on out. If I were playing alone, I'd probably fight everything again on the way out, just because I'm that kind of grinding guy, but it is what it is. We definitely don't need the experience that badly. Alright, so 2 quests down. After this, we have to take care of fighting the Arcade school students. That'll be interesting. G'day, Kaino. Alright, let's go hand some stuff in. This fog filter, man. Ugh. It's a kick in the eyes every time. Alright. Thank you very much for your help. A well-lit highway is always a boon to travelers. Yeah, I mean, if the lights don't work on the road, it's never really great. Glad to offer our assistance. I'm glad we can see. I'm glad we were able to shed a little light on things. Come on, Emma. Don't give me those kinds of puns. We're better off for it. That's what matters to me. Oh, God. So the maintenance key. We hand over the broken lights. What are we getting? Crystal Flood. Ooh. Okay. What's up, Milliam? Isn't it a little weird that so many went out at the same time? Does that happen a lot? Yeah, I was going to say, that seems awfully coincidental that all of the lights near the city went out at once. That's... Each light was replaced at different times. Yeah, that's... Duval's the one who normally handles replacing them, right? I wonder if he accidentally did something to cause this. Perhaps he wanted us to experience the realities of Bracer lifestyle. I was going to say, I don't think he would have went out there and sabotaged the highway for the sake of our training. I'm certain a man like him would never do something so pointless. Considering how cunning he already proved himself to be back in Brayheart, it's not impossible. Probably just overthinking things. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Toval's probably cunning enough to come up with that kind of plan. Like, I'm sure if we can think that that's a possibility, he did too. But to suppose that he would go out there, sabotage all the lights on the road, and then submit a request for us to fix them just seems a little bit much. Hey, we killed the monster. Monster roaming around on the highway. We did, though, with all the thick fog, finding our way. More trouble. Ah, okay, yeah, we struggled sort of to find our way around. Well, the lights definitely help people on the way back, but... What's the reward? Ooh, 600... Oh, money. Oh, so much money. Are we sure we have all these? Not a problem. It's a reward the guild set for it, so it's all yours. Oh. Well, I mean, aren't you the guild, Toval? Isn't that the tantamount to saying I decided this is how much it was worth? It's not like I'm facking over fat stacks of mirror. Well, I mean, you really are at the end of the day. Sept Mass isn't really worth anything if not to be traded for more money. Alright. Save me a real bother on a mission. Although then, good luck with the rest of your tasks. Well, thank you, Toval. I will most certainly take some money. It's a shame Sleeper's not around. He stayed up the entirety of last session because he really wanted to see the voice or them talk about Cassius Bright. And then that cutscene happened and he isn't here. I just reminded of it because Toval's the one that talks about him. I literally just saved. I don't know why I'm opening the menu again. It's because I'm about to walk in here. So we did the other quests. Is there a hidden quest or something around here, I wonder? I'm kind of worried about missing out on like a Red Moon Rose. So let's double check and make sure just one more time that nobody says anything new or interesting. Before it got foggy. Why would that matter? Also prepared some herbal tea. Whenever you finished the day, just come back and wind down here. Weird. Alright, so... they're fine. The church had the two people in there. They didn't say anything interesting. Do you say anything different? Is there more vile than men? No? Okay. Yeah, her expectations are a little too high. Do either of you give me a recipe? That's the question. Start renting my boat. No. Do you have a recipe for me? Oh, you do! I was right! Yes! The recipe from Apricose's specialties. It is indeed. Okay. gonna say, usually the inn or some lady gives us a recipe whenever we get places, so it's a little weird that we didn't get one there. Nobody's saying anything too new or anything, so since I already talk to everybody at the village, I'm gonna assume I don't get a book just yet. So in we go. There's nobody in those rooms. So into the trading hall. How is everybody? Unless one of these guys has a book they're gonna give me. What's up, Fritz? Prepared to see you. I'm pleased to see you back in Legram. Ooh. Grown a lot since we last met. Well, she's only been gone a couple months. Weird. Mr. Dat. Just you watch. I'm going to be even stronger. Something about the way this is presented kind of reminds me of like really classic like fantasy style RPGs with like the big, tall, spiky hair and the kind of like basic looking tunic. I don't know, it just seems very old school to me. Not gonna hold back. Gavelli! Come at me, Ares! Give me the best you've got. Oh, I love it. The chivalrous intensity of Legram. I've been eagerly awaiting your arrival. Cool. Begin your field study without incident. Well, it hasn't been so bad so far. Incidentally, I noticed it was you who placed the request for us. Yeah, he was the one who asked us to come here. I would like you to engage in a training bout with the students of the Arseid School. That's what it says in the request. Yeah, I mean, heck, why not? Let's fight them. What could go wrong? Are you certain we'll provide enough of a challenge? I'm pretty confident we can take them. You're all more than capable combatants. A swordsman of the famed 8 Leaves, One Blade School, an adept court fencing, and even a seasoned spearman. And each seem to handle your weapons with poise only born of many battles, the young lady included. You can tell all that just by looking at us. Well, I mean, we have fought an awful lot of stuff. I imagine, like, even just looking at us from a physique standpoint, we should be, like, visibly athletic. You've never seen us in a fight. Be that as it may, he seems to have a pretty good idea of what we can do. So he can tell that Lammy's here. Fair enough. Makes a strong case for his position as acting master at the Arseid School. Well, it sounds like he's been doing it for a long time, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's, like, capable of eyeballing people pretty effectively. All those training here are now at a beginner level. I believe you'll be an appropriate match for each other in terms of skill. Sounds like a hands-on lesson even at Thor's education. Can't buy. So they're all at a beginner level. So what does intermediate look like if they're supposed to be a match for us? Interesting. It's kind of it's nice when you have this kind of scenario where they're like, oh yeah, we're going to put you up against these guys. We think that you're pretty skilled. You're good enough to fight these beginners. Right? It kind of puts into context how good we really are supposed to be compared to what they consider to be like advanced or master swordsmen. If it's alright with you, I'd like to begin right away. Let me know when you're ready. Alright, let's give it a shot. So Laura and Milliam aren't fighting? Okay. They may be young, but don't underestimate them. Not planning to lie down for these guys? Yeah, let's do it. Why can't Milliam join? It would hardly be fair if you summoned your doll in battle. As a student of the school, also resist the urge to join in. Being a spectator can only teach us so much, though. Okay. Aw, Milliam. They're at the beginner level, but in this school, I'm betting even beginners are pretty skilled. I guess, I wonder if maybe they needed to train somewhere else before they were allowed into Arseid. Like, if they had to pass some sort of entrance, like, exam or something. And, like, being considered a beginner here is very different than elsewhere. Let us begin. Thus, our training bout with the students of the Arseid school started with a bang. They were as skilled as we expected, and we were forced to play to our strength, relying on team tactics we'd honed fighting together. After a long and hard-fought battle, we emerged victorious. Interesting, we don't actually get to fight them. That's an odd choice. Usually we would, but... well, we're all standing, and they are not. Barely scraped out a victory there. How shameful. Seems like we have a long way to go. We're gonna have to turn up our training a few notches. Learned a lot where I could stand to brush up on. Yeah, it sounds like we struggled a little bit, at least from what they described, so... what now, Milliam? I want to fight too. No, don't do that. Lammy, can you go away? Whoa. A silver doll. Milliam? Sitting here watching you guys fight is so boring. I'm ready to jump in. I don't want to sit in the sidelines either. Well, I mean, we won the fight already, guys. Can you calm down? If that's the case, allow me to serve as your opponent. Ooh, Klaus is entering the fray. May not be a young man I once was, but I'm still the acting master and caretaker of this school. For his lordship in his absence, I believe you'll find me a worthy opponent, even for that silver puppet. The fact that this old man just pulls out just a raw sword, nothing magical, nothing crazy. He just pulls out the sword and is like, all right, I'm gonna fight all 6 of you, and that giant robot. And he's just like, I think I can handle it. His stance leaves almost no openings. See, that acting master isn't simply an honorary title. If Klaus were to join the fight, then Laura's gonna join too. I've been defeated by Klaus on more occasions than I'd like to count. I'd enjoy the opportunity to show him how much I've improved. Oh, okay. Let's get in there. Seem to have escalated quickly. It's fine. Not everyone has patience to sit on the sidelines, especially when you're itching for a good fight. I mean, what's the harm, right? It's just a friendly bout. Greatly enjoy the chance to cross blades with a skilled swordsman of the 8 Leaves, 1 Blade School. Is he, though? Would you be willing to participate as well? Of course. I mean, not to say that he isn't skilled, but more so to say that he... It's weird, right? Because when he arrives in the game, he's quite low level, and they explain, obviously, that he was trained at the 8 Leaves School, but he left before really getting past, like, the very early stages of that training. And now he's quite adept at fighting, but is that the school training? Because realistically, most of what he learned was just through, like, practical experience, like he taught himself. So I don't really know if if it necessarily qualifies him as, like, a master or even, like, being particularly skilled at a particular school. You'll all be facing me. If you're able to defeat me, you'll have completed my request. Who do we bring with us? I mean, personally, I'd probably bring Emma because she's the one that's got the spells. Of course, that ends up meaning I have an all-ladies team, like I so often end up, but that's okay. Please don't hold back on account of his age. I was going to say, something tells me that that's going to be the least of our problems. Alright. Let's get him. What's up, old man?
Show me what you can do.
What a voice. Alright, cool. I want these 2 linked. That's just going to have to happen. Drop a motivate.
Let's do this.
Understood.
Hi, Captain. Radiant Wings.
Yes, sir.
Go punch him. Oh, no. That's a lot of health. Alright, cool. I can dig it. What are we looking at for damage here? That's a miss. I'll take that. Okay, he's got a lot of health.
Okay.
Emma. Scan him.
Analyzing the enemy's
That's like
vitals.
50,000 HP right there. I just want to point that out. I saw that number very briefly.
All complete.
Alright, so about 60k. Got it. Butler Klaus, level 50. An elderly butler who serves Viscount Arcade. Serves as acting master of the Arcade School. So he doesn't drop any items. Impact and slash work well enough, but he's pretty resistant to being stabbed or shot. And magic's not meaningfully different in any way. Okay. Actually, wait. Can I can't delay him. Burn and freeze is an option, though. Okay.
Here I go.
Start getting our health back. Can I stats down? I didn't look at that. Doesn't look like it. He resisted that. Okay. Oof.
My turn.
Okay, it's not as bad as I thought it might be. Armor break.
Shatter.
I can get defense down. Okay. Whiff.
Okay.
Crescent
Oh, no,
shield.
Shield us from harm. Crescent shell.
Here I go.
Pull, punch.
Right. Hey.
Slash.
Go.
Just keep hitting him at this point. I'm not
Go.
too concerned. Oh, he's blinded. Okay. Ow.
My turn.
Okay, that's not really very good.
My turn.
I'm a little worried about Emma getting hit here in the back because of all this.
Yes, sir.
I think we have maybe too many characters for fighting this guy. Okay, does that hit Emma again? No, it doesn't. Perfect.
It's my turn.
Heal. Oh, did she crit?
No.
Can you crit heals? I'm pretty sure you can't.
You have my thanks.
I mean, it looked like it. She did.
My turn.
Give him a good old punch in the mouth. All right. Ow.
Here we go.
Motivate
All right,
again.
Let's do this.
Understood.
Yeah.
HP regen.
Arcus.
A
activate.
million.
Now.
I kind of like getting the passive regen because you end up getting
Yes, sir.
quite a bit of health out of it, and you don't need to necessarily...
Right. Hey.
Like, it allows you to prep ahead of time for taking damage rather than reacting to it. Oh, my goodness. That was scary. Okay. That's a lot of damage. Heal her.
Now.
You have my thanks.
Go.
Oh, my goodness. He sealed me. Okay. Heat up. That cures status down. That's average strength. That's CP recovery. Let's put it on her and see if I can't get Laura to 200 CP so she can go
Yes, sir.
ham on him. Okay. Riot Beam.
Right.
I need to get him facing away from Emma is the big thing here.
Okay.
So I do not want to risk her getting hurt significantly.
Arcus.
Because if Emma is spending time healing herself, she's not healing the party. Okay, so that hurt a little bit, but it's not the end of the world. Oh,
My turn.
accidentally skipped the heal event. The heal animation, rather. Tongue,
My
since I
turn.
can't attack else in any other way.
It's my turn.
Alright, we're doing all right on health. I wonder if I can't sneak a attack in here. Drop like a grand press on his head or something.
Now.
Is this good damage, maybe? 2,400. That's not too bad. So before Laura's damage buff wears off, Let's feed her some pizza to get her to a 200 CP.
Delicious.
And then drop a Radiant Blade Dance with the damage buff.
Radiant blade dance.
Give me the damages. 1100. Ooh.
This old dog still knows a few tricks.
Oh no. Yeah, but he's been doing that for a while.
It's my turn.
When the boss is just like, yep, I'm gonna do this crazy new attack, and then he does an attack that he's been doing this whole time. Alright, again, I don't need to heal that badly, so I guess we'll hit him with more damage.
Here we go.
Reen still can't attack. That's kind of annoying, really.
Arcus, activate.
Get CP regen on yourself, actually, so maybe we can get a Flame Slash in there. Take that.
My turn.
Punch him. Milliam's just running around smacking him because she doesn't really do a whole lot other than that at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Heal
Arcus,
Laura.
activate. Yeah.
Hey.
You have my thanks.
I gotta say, not too dangerous of a boss. He's got a lot of health, so like he's just kind of takes a while. Seems to be the bigger issue rather than being dangerous or scary.
Here I go.
Oh no, you don't.
Ooh, the cover. There you
My
go.
turn.
Reen stepping in front of bullets for the ladies out there.
Here we go.
Milliam is a lot lower health than I thought she was. Also, Reen just keeps getting paralyzed by this attack, and it is not happy. Or I'm not happy about it. Okay, 2,500 damage. 2,600, not too bad. Flame Tongue, I haven't even looked. Does this do damage? 1,300? It's probably not even really worth it, but
Here I go.
here we are. Ultimate Barrier.
Me, barrier.
Thanks. It's my turn.
Tira.
Arcus,
Milliam.
activate. Yeah.
Thanks.
Can I... Oh. Dodge? Counter? Oh. I'm sad. Smack him.
Go.
Ugh. Flame Tongue again, I guess. Having Reen cast magic over and over again just feels awful. 'Cause he just is not very good at it. Can I still can't because he's debuffed. I could fix it, I guess, but just punch him.
Okay.
Tier. It's not really worth it. Does this remove? Nope. That's not what we're looking for. Yeah, I don't know a lot of good ways to deal with this. I apparently don't have any way to deal with status ailments at all in this composition. Go Radiant Wings just to get some stats here. Ow. So Reen isn't paralyzed after this next turn. If he gets hit by another elegant thrust, though, he will be again.
Arcus, activate.
I would like for that not to happen, if at all possible.
Okay. Arcus,
You Earth
activate.
Pulse yourself, just in case. These guys don't need healing that badly, and it's not going to make that much of a difference. How much health does he have left? Not that much. We're doing it. Fight's over. Warm up the bus. We're going home.
Now.
I want to point out, he didn't die. He got hit by Flame Slash and was frozen. And now has 400 HP. Part of me wants to just wait for him to die to the freeze, but we're not going to do that.
Just as I hoped.
Got
You
him.
still have a lot of training to do.
Great.
Level 47, there we go. Oh. Apparently that was tough, and it was kind of tiring. I wouldn't say it was specifically difficult, though. Did they seriously defeat Master Klaus? Hey, it's been quite some time since I was last bested in combat. Didn't seem all that tired. Acting Master of the Arseid School for you. What? Wait, did he let us win? What a thrilling battle! And your silver puppet was more challenging an opponent than I had anticipated. Oh, that's cool. Don't underestimate Millium. There aren't many people out there who can handle Lammy's swings as well as you did. Oh, I mean, getting punched by a big floating steel golem, I guess. Whole different level. Sure is a big world out there. Yeah, it's kind of... that's what I was talking about. I really like this sort of establishment of like a hierarchy where you start to understand where your characters are in relation to these legendary figures you hear about. Right? Because it's always kind of ambiguous of like whenever you reach a point in the story where you're like, how good am I compared to these characters with titles or these like ancient heroes or whatever the case may be. Oh. Can't help but sense you're holding something back. A wavering of your clear intent, if just for a moment. Huh. Holding something back. Yeah, Laura definitely picked up on this long ago, that Reen seems to... Something is missing from the way that he fights, apparently. If it says something impertinent... He didn't pay any mind to the ramblings of a foolish old man. No, I think it's pretty important, Klaus. Millium doesn't get it. That's okay. Got this request all wrapped up. We did indeed succeed at our job. Would be able to watch such an amazing fight. Got me all fired up. Yeah! Go do some extra training, lads. More push-ups. More laps. Enjoying the opportunity to have a training bout with you all myself. Yeah, I can't wait. It's only been a few short months, but you've grown. Your growth has been considerable. I mean, it's weird because there's always that like gamey thing of like, what does a level up mean? Like in the story, how much better are we really than we were? So I like the idea when people are pointing out like, hey, you guys have made a lot of progress. It doesn't necessarily mean that we're incredibly overpowered, but we are definitely getting there. When I see how well you fight together, I'm filled with the deepest admiration. Oh. Yeah, we work well as a team. Aw. You'll best me in single combat sooner than you think. Oh, well thanks for that, Klaus. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll beat you one day. May it be as rewarding and fulfilling experience. As butler of the Arseid household, I pray for your success. Thanks, Klaus. You're a cool dude. Laura's S-Craft Radiant Dance was strengthened to become Radiant Waltz. There we go. What's up, Klaus? The training bout seems to have been a valuable experience for the students. And to tell the truth, I had far more enjoyable time than I expected as well. Yeah, there you go. Gotta shave off their heads, too. I would very much enjoy the opportunity to challenge you again in the near future. And it would be an honor. I look forward to it. Alright, cool, Klaus. One day. The techniques of the Arseid School can be adapted to fit most any weapon and be used against all manner of foes. We only ever see them using this kind of like broadsword. So that's kind of interesting. Someone as skilled as the acting master can even take something as opposing as that silver doll. He really is something, isn't he? It's pretty tough for an old guy. Me and Lammy are going to take our game to the next level. When Millium levels up, right, is it her or is it Lammy who are getting better at fighting? And if so, why do we not see stats or anything for Lammy? That's kind of interesting to me. Like, which one of them is becoming stronger? Hey, those two, real motivated. I'm glad. That's super interesting right over here. There's just a mirror. Testing myself against your spearsmanship, your court fencing, and even against that strange staff. I feel as though I fought gave me many new ideas about how I might improve my own skills. It is we who should be thanking you. The opportunity. Yeah, I was going to say, both sides learned something today. Now we need to open our minds and let the winds of learning blow in. Oh, Gaius. It's kind of interesting, though. They have, like, the mirrors, kind of like what you would see in, like, a dance studio, right? I mean, obviously, it's kind of an odd comparison to make, but just seeing yourself, like, your own reflection, and making sure that it looks the way it should is hard to do without this kind of thing. You're the best, Mr. Klaus, like people are. You really have grown. No doubt my training's ceaselessly during your time in the academy. Yeah, she definitely trains every night as far as we could tell, or at least most of them. And we best Klaus in single combat. We'll be pouring everything into our training right alongside you. Cool, cool. Is there anybody else in here? No, we're out. Let's see. Evening. The mist seems thinner than it was, or at least the way the sun is, it's not as obvious. Definitely. Seems the mist to have cleared. Yeah, okay, so I was right. I would venture a guess that tomorrow will be clear and sunny. Cool. Should probably head back to the guild now. I'm sure Toval's curious about how we fared out there. Sounds like a plan. Let's save real quick before I miss something. I have a suspicion. That suspicion is that people are different now, and that I need to talk to the NPCs again. So, wait. Klaus is a ninja. How did he beat me here? Good day, everyone. Might ask you how your field study tasks are coming along. Well, yeah, we finished lots of them not long ago. Well, I mean, he was there, guys. Did you all forget? Okay, well, I mean, this is set up this way in case you do them in the opposite order and you go to the road after doing the Arcade School stuff. Old Man Bem managed to haul a nice catch today thanks to all the fog. There's plenty to go around, so I hope you all enjoy it. Oh, well, thanks, Bem. Bringing some nice fish for us. Man, the whole village is just bringing in some crazy nice food. And they're not even, like, asking us to come have dinner with them. They're bringing it to our place so we can have it ourselves without them even being here. It's such an interesting difference between here and everywhere else. Like I was saying, like, they seem to really, really love their nobles. Like, they're almost coming in and, like, paying tribute, if you will. Brought along some fine fish for our dinner. Top class meat in it, so it's time to get cooking. Ah, yeah. Wish I could have such a nice dinner. Who's in here? Oh, the maid. Good day, Prana. As you can see, your rooms have all cleaned and prepped. So feel free to return whenever you've finished your day's labor. Cool. Interesting. There's no one else in here, so let's get out of here. But it is clear that the NPCs are talking about different stuff. Which means there's probably an item or a recipe or something to get from one of these people. Bam. You complaining still in here? Father Hamilcar always focuses on telling stories rather than actually teaching during Sunday school. He doesn't listen. Children only seem to encourage him. Well, I mean, I imagine it's probably more interesting than whatever sermon you may have had planned, but that's more the perspective of children, I guess. I was going to say, they're not... that's kind of the problem. The kids aren't really here because they want to be taught. They're here because they have to be taught. Kick back and relax today. We're here as part of our academy's curriculum, so I'm afraid relaxation isn't an option. Oh. Take it easy every now and then, though. Wouldn't you want to waste your time back home, wouldn't you? Oh. I guess that is one of those things where we're visiting these places and it's like, oh, well, we're supposed to stay on task, but we're clearly meant to interact with the locals and everything, so why not get to spend some time? Enjoy being home. That's to see strange men disembarking from time to time, so I have to stay on guard. The last thing I want is for some insidious prowler getting too close to Lady Laura's home. Chloe, I would really recommend not doing that. Why am I saving? Whatever, it's fine. It's a little dangerous for a little girl to be like, I gotta go challenge all these men, give them a hard time, because I don't want them getting close to Lady Laura's house. Maybe don't do that. The Arcade School has its origins in the Knights of the Eisenritter. We knew that. They played a crucial role in Emperor Dreikel's, which led the school to gaining renown over time. Even today, we still see people come from all over the country who seek to train under Lord Arcade. Yeah, everybody seems really, really proud of that history. Okay. The store has no strict open and closing times. I'll gladly open up the shop for you if you need something, even in the middle of the night. Just give them a knock on the window. Oh. That's really nice, actually. It's kind of a nice little small town thing of like, hey, man, it's not really about having a strict hours situation. If you need something, just tell me. Hey, Pero. Check on the woofer. Oh, Lycia. What in the world is Carno still doing at this hour? This isn't the first time he's been out this late either. And here I have made hamburgers tonight. Those are his favorite. I'd appreciate if he'd hurry home and set the table for me. Oh, he's out pretending to be one of the Eisenritter. It's not that he should go home to have dinner, but at the same time I'm like, he's not really doing anything bad. He's just pretending to be a knight. Just came in from the highway. The statues out there need some work done on them from time to time. Okay. Hopefully that'll please the spirits. Oh, so he's like actively running around maintaining the Animist statues. Did you know that they're... Even if they don't really understand what the religion was about, they still respect it. Like they don't... It's so long ago that they don't know what any of it's really for, but they still put the effort into maintaining it anyway because they're like, hey, someone put this here and it mattered to them enough to build it, so it matters enough to me to take care of it. Did you know there's a novel series aimed at the youngsters around vampires spoken in legends? I was curious, so I ended up giving it a read myself, and they ended up being quite a page-turner. Here, take this. I'll stop short of calling it a modern classic, but I think you'll like it. Red Moon Rose. I gotta read those on stream at some point. Apparently this is a vampire romance novel. Okay. Part of me feels like it's not necessary, but at the same time, not doing anything at all would just be rude. What's going on, Cindy? Oh. It's something. I'm just kind of letting my thoughts wander. Haha. Keep an eye on her. Anybody over there? No? What's up, kids? If no one finds out, it'll be just like we never did anything wrong. What? I really don't think you should try. Your dad's gonna get real mad at you again. What are you two up to? More people we have to keep an eye on. Cindy's been acting really rather odd lately. Don't tell me she's trying to make a move before the rest of us. I'll have to give her a stern warning when I see her. What is she talking about? What? Okay. I'm starting to figure out what this is about. Okay. She's taking her sweet time coming back. Eyeball's staying here, you see. She told me she wouldn't need any dinner and just took off. Hasn't been back since. Weird. So there was somebody here? Or like another tourist? But she said that she wouldn't need dinner and then just disappeared. And now he's worried about her. I get the impression that some of the older ladies here, or not older, but the girls closer to Laura's age may be...
There's a boat on the wharf!
There is.
And that's the ferry liner. It returns to the wharf every evening.
Okay, well, we'll go talk to those people. I don't know if there's a cutscene, so let's drop a save. But they appear to be somewhat attached or attracted to her, and maybe a more than friends perspective. I don't know if it's necessarily romantic, because it seems almost more like it's like an idolization rather than like an actual relationship, but it's hard to say. I would assume that that's what they're talking about, though. It's pretty impressive up close. Yeah, we didn't actually check these out earlier, so... They are cool. St. Sandlot and the Eisenritter are a pride of Legram. We've been ever since the War of the Lions. When I look at the statue, I'm always reminded of my personal goal. My lifelong aspiration to be as skilled a warrior as my ancestor, St. Sandlot, was. Huh. I can see the ambition gleaming in her eyes. Everyone has their heroes, after all. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice, because everyone has their heroes. Laura's clearly is St. Sandlot, but it's kind of funny that you see a lot of the people who seem to think Laura might be their hero, so she's kind of just passing on that, like, chivalrous heroism. Liner's heading for the Sutherland Profits on the opposite shore. Only 2 trips daily, so if you're planning on boarding, you better hurry. Oh, well, I don't think we're going, but... Fog's cleared up, so it looks like a great view on the way back. That's cool. Oh, and the castle's much clearer from here now. Looking good. Alright, cool. So talk to everybody. We got a book, so that's good. I guess we'll go into the guild. Return to the guild and report.
We're back.
Today was so much fun!
Oh, Toval doesn't get a voice? Okay.
Seems my timing could hardly have been better.
Oh.
Huh?
Hey.
Father?
It's Laura's dad.
When did you get back?
Look at that loose scarf.
When only Klaus came to greet us, I assumed I wouldn't be seeing you while I was in Legram.
What a classy looking dude with the beard and everything.
Fortunately, I was able to take some time away from my engagements to see you and your class.
Hey, came to see us. Woo, I was right.
And while I was in town, I also had some business to attend to with the guild, which is what brings me here.
Oh, the hug.
It does my heart good to see you again, Laura.
The hug and the head pats. She's probably not used to it because she's so tall.
It seems you've grown since I last saw you.
It's interesting that his hair is much darker than hers.
Father, please don't treat me like a child. But it's good to be back.
It's good to have you back.
That's the Radiant Blade Master right there, my dudes. Laura's dad seems so cool. She's embarrassed, but never seen her so happy.
Ah, these must be your friends.
Right. These are my classmates from Class 7 and my partners in this field study.
My phone. Victor S.R. Sade.
Then let me welcome you to Legram. I'm Viscount Arcade, the ruling lord here.
Alright, give me 1 sec. We're going to tab out in the middle of this cutscene. It's not going to affect anything meaningful on screen, but it is going to cut out the audio very briefly. There we go.
My daughter has told me all about you in her letters.
Ooh, what did she say?
So it's a pleasure to finally be able to put faces to the names.
I think he might be a little bit too stoic for me to be funny of, but he seems cool. Radiant Blade Master. It's quite the title, so I can only imagine what kind of guy he is. I honestly don't remember him all that well. Why doesn't Eustace have his hands on the table? Everyone else does, but Eustace does not. Is it like a table manners thing? That seems a little weird. Careful, Milliam. You're gonna drip sauce all over the table. Aw. Real Legram cuisine. I wonder how different it would really be from, like, Berea-Hard cuisine. I guess that's what I mean. Like, it's gotta be like a bunch of freshwater fish and stuff. The fatty meat has me thinking past seconds and all the way to thirds. Hey. I love that they get to travel all over the place, and everywhere they go, they're like, oh, the food's just top 10 amazing food. Speaking as somebody who's traveled many times, it's kind of hit or miss depending on where you go. There's plenty of places where you go and the food's just not that great. And it's not that the food's specialty is bad, it's that oftentimes just... I imagine it has more to do with the fact that wherever they go, the food is being prepared by, like, a chef or, like, an individual that it matters a lot to, rather than just, like, any other restaurant, right? Roast wild boar. Oh, okay. Here I was thinking that they would have, like, lived mostly off of the lake, but no. Son of the House of Alberea. That's why his hands aren't on the table. Okay. Brought your worries to the tables tonight and not your appetite. What a way to put that. Well, I know my family's been causing you a lot of trouble. I mean, I can understand where Uzis is coming from, but again, it's one of those things where, like, Uzis does not have anything to do with Duke Alberea's economic policies. And the Viscount doesn't seem like the sort of individual who's gonna place that sort of blame on him. Just some minor disagreements. You probably know it all too well. Conflict over taxes among nobility are as sure as the rising sun. It's nothing to be so concerned about. I mean, yeah, he's underplaying the severity of how bad everything is. Like, we know that it's not good. But he is trying to relax it of being like, look, man, this happens all the time. It'll blow over. Even if it seems really bad, we'll figure it out. It's kind of the feel you get from the way he talks and kind of the calming atmosphere. Tell me, Verdea, I hear you fought Klaus this afternoon and emerged victorious. I did feel like he was holding back. Yeah, he didn't seem all that tired afterwards. Like he maybe had a special move or something he didn't show us. He's fought with the boldness of young lions. I look forward to seeing you soar to even greater heights. Marvelous. I did have my hopes that you might choose to attend that girls' school in the capital, but you seem to have made some excellent friends. I find it weird that he would have wanted her to pursue, like, the very feminine school, because, like, clearly the girls' school in the capital has very little to do with combat, where Laura definitely seems very devoted to that, way more than anything else in her life. What is it, Reen? I can sense fear in your swordsmanship, a certain hesitation. Wait, he hasn't even seen us fight. How do you know? Have we even drawn our weapon before in front of him? The sword hermit, Yun Ka Fai, in addition to being your master and the founder of the Eight Leaves One Blade School. Also a personal acquaintance. In fact, I've requested a duel with him on numerous occasions. Oh, okay. I see. Who is the victor? The victor has yet to be decided. Against one another is such an engaging experience, we always lose track of time. I think there's a swordsman out there capable of fighting on equal terms with you. The world truly is a vast place. Yeah, so it's... The idea is that he's so far beyond our perspective of how to fight. And then Laura to look at that and be like, not only that, but to imagine there's another person who can do that is just crazy. Can I hardly imagine what a duel with that would be like. Getting back to what I was saying, the school draws influence from elements of several other Eastern schools of swordsmanship. The style and philosophy have such depth, it's not difficult to see why one who mastered it is known as the divine blade. Okay. So we heard Cassius Bright is referred to as a divine blade. So that means that he is a master of that school. Okay. Interesting. There's something about you, Reen. Something that terrifies you so much that its mere shadow pins you in place. How does he know? Right? It's fine that he can figure that out. I can respect that he would probably be wise enough to, once he knows Reen, to read that sort of thing. But it's a little ridiculous that he would just have met Reen and suddenly know. Unless he talked to Yan Kafai about Reen for some reason. I've occasionally gotten that impression myself. Yeah, everyone seems to know that Reen's holding himself back in some way. It seems like whatever happened in the old schoolhouse last month had something to do with it, but we as the player know that Reen has some sort of like rage issue where he's not able to channel anger well. Like he's not able to place that as part of his fighting style, and the fact that he's not able to have like that killing intent sort of limits him. Never would have imagined you'd be able to tell so much about me so easily, but thanks. Oh? As the Radiant Blade Master, would you grant me the honor of a duel? Reen's just throwing down the gauntlet immediately, like, just, hey, Laura's dad, fight me. Yeah, alright, we're just fighting him. Alright, cool. Let's do it. Klaus just standing there with a big briefcase. There's got to be his sword. It's got to be in there.
Wow, this is mega cool! He's really gonna duel the Radiant Blade Master!
Why did he agree?
But is he really strong enough to beat him?
I'm dubious.
He doesn't stand a chance.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Receiving instruction from him would be one thing, but to duel a master like Viscount Arcade...
Looks like the odds aren't in his favor then.
Reen, please reconsider.
Well, I mean, what's the worst that could happen? He just gets the crap kicked out of him? I mean, as bad as it could be.
You too, Father. Stop this nonsense.
The fact that they play up the Radiant Blade Master as being so good, right? Like, it's beyond... Anybody standing here is like, Reen doesn't stand a chance. Would it really be dangerous? Like, if he's that much better, he should probably be able to just handle him without...
Please, Laura.
Putting him at risk. Plus, we had plenty of training bouts already today, so...
This duel is between Reen and myself. Stand aside.
Huh. I think I know why Reen is doing this.
Are you certain this is what you want?
I am. It's an honor to have the opportunity to test my mettle against the renowned Radiant Blade Master.
That's not why he's doing it, though.
Thank you for accepting.
I admire your spirit. Now, show me what a swordsman of the Eight Leaves is capable of.
Oh, what a sword. Look at that thing.
What the...
Whoa! Amazing!
He can wield such a massive blade so deftly with just one hand?
He's not even leaning. He's just... It's just there.
Unbelievable.
That's Galan Charl, a great sword that's been passed down in the Arcade family for generations.
Galand Charl. Eight Leaves is capable of about 6.5.
It was once wielded by the ancestor of our house, the second in command of the Eisenritter.
I can sense incredible power within him. He may be even stronger than my master. Which means that against him...
So the idea here, I think...
The Eight Leaves One Blade School, beginner rank. I stand ready.
I think the impression that I get is that Reen wants to find an opponent he can fight without any fear that he'll hurt them. Or, like, kill them. The idea here, from Reen's perspective, he's like, no matter how hard I try, no matter how angry I get, whatever I give, there's no way I'm going to hurt this guy. Like, he's just going to kick the crap out of him no matter what. So Reen feels like this is the only scenario where he can just give in and not hold back.
Icarus Arcade, master and successor of the Arcade School.
Oof.
Begin!
The DBZ aura. I love it.
Now, show me what you're capable of.
Yeah, but you get a turn first. Oh, my goodness. Well, I didn't get one shot. Where is it? Where is it? Battle scope. I'm dead anyway. We might as well scan him. What does it got to say? Level 80. 60,000 health. The Arseid School's foremost practitioner, known as the Radiant Blade Master, wields a sword with inhuman strength. So he cannot be unbalanced. He's literally resistant to every single thing. He's immune to status ailments. Doesn't give any rewards because he's about to kill me immediately. Oh, well, there we go. We're down.
I'm sorry, everyone.
This is why I tried to stop them.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Reen just gets beaten up. Like,
I could barely even see what happened.
It's not like Reen is weak.
It's more that his opponent's strength is so far beyond his.
yeah, I love that. I love that idea, right? Where you're like, it's not that our characters are necessarily weak. It's that there's so much more to the world where they're that much stronger than them, right? It's something that like One Piece does really well, where it's like, oh, by the way, you know that thing that you've been trying to accomplish? Well, it's actually that person you've been trying to beat. Well, he's actually not even close to these guys, right? This idea of everyone we fought to this point versus the Radiant Blade Master, he is infinitely beyond them.
What are you doing? This duel is not yet over. To your feet, at once.
And he knows. There's no way that the Viscount doesn't know. He knows why Reen chose to challenge him here.
I know you're capable of more than this. But if you're still too afraid to assert your true strength, then I have no choice but to force your hand.
Oh, and he wants to drag it out of him.
Now, show me.
Oh, and Reen's gone.
He disappeared?
He flash-stepped.
No. Too slow.
Oh, at least he had to block one of them. Hey, the white hair.
Whoa!
This is...
Is this what Reen is afraid of?
It's interesting that the power that he has, right? It makes his hair white and all that, but it's notable that it is all red and it is all black. Two colors that are usually associated with, like, bad things.
Excellent. This is as it must be. This is the power that slumbers deep within you. As long as you continue to cower in the face of it, you'll remain forever at a standstill.
Reen doesn't have words, I guess, at the moment.
I want to see your true potential.
Oh, I have 1,300 HP now. Can I hit him at all? I don't have CP or anything. Oof.
Now.
I don't think we win this fight, even with this buff.
Now. Now.
Flame Slash? Let's do it. Oh, he has a different voice line. Okay, well, we don't win. But we hit him, which is, you know, an improvement.
Reen!
We didn't do no damage.
That duel was crazy!
Milliam's like, oh, what a badass.
Yeah. Though it all makes sense now. Why Reen asked the Viscount for a duel in the first place.
Exactly. Okay, Gaius figured it out.
You fool. You shouldering such a burden alone all this time?
Are you alright, Reen?
No one wants to talk about like how weird and strange this is. They're just like, oh, I can't believe you had to deal with this. And it's like, yeah, but does nobody want to talk about the fact that he had this crazy black-red aura and his hair turned white and he started teleporting around the room?
Father, there was no need to go that far.
I think that he went exactly far enough.
I'm fine. He held back. I admit defeat. I'm honored to have seen the Radiant Blade Master's signature technique.
I think you're finally starting to understand.
What a cool dude.
What we call power is simply a measure of one's raw strength. Without knowing how to properly apply it, it has no real meaning. However, when you deny the power you already possess, you're only shortchanging yourself.
You're right. I feel like I finally get what my master was trying to teach me about the laws of nature. But I'm afraid understanding that is only going to make me even more uncertain.
Reen.
That's nothing to be ashamed of. Stand up, dust yourself off, and step forward. Grapple with that fear each day if that's what it takes.
It's so like it's a little much, but the idea of Reen conceptually trying to overcome like this block he has of, how would I put it, like this like it's meant to come across like anger, obviously, but it's a little more than that to make up for the whole magical nonsense. But at its core, it's this fear of letting himself go, right? Of giving in to his physical limit, and he doesn't seem capable of it at this point.
On the hearts of all people, but it's far preferable to standing still.
But it seems like maybe he's starting to grapple with that. Because the rest of it's all kind of secondary to the character building aspect of him trying to overcome his mental block that has to do with true violence. Oh, only Milliam's in bed. Where did the other two go? Oh, they're just hanging out outside.
The mist seems to have cleared. So, that's the Saint's castle.
Oh, it's Emma in PJs. She doesn't have her uniform on.
You can't come out right now.
Oh.
Someone might notice you.
Don't worry about it. It's fine. The Radiant Blade Master may be scarily perceptive, but I doubt he'll notice my little moonlit stroll.
Honestly.
It's the cat.
Well, what do you think? I'm not sure how much we can count on the boy. It seems he's finally found what he needs to move past what's been holding him back. But I'm still not certain he's going to make it in time.
I mean, we knew these two were kind of colluding, and we knew Emma was keeping stuff from us, but it seems like they know a lot more. Not like a little bit more, but a lot more than they are letting on. At the very least, the cat.
That's not for us to decide. Our role is to watch over and guide him, nothing more.
That's really interesting.
I don't want you to do anything like that ever again.
So they're supposed to just be like passive, like audience, if you will, like observers. Where Celine actually came in and led Reen's sister to that big golem, a big steel
Fine.
giant.
Setting that aside for now.
Why put her in a naming it voice and putting her in a silhouette is not helping anything. Why?
I'm
just
sure
just
you've already sensed
reveal it already.
There's definitely something inside that castle.
Okay. Well, I mean, the castle's obviously a spooky, magical thing.
That place is out of our jurisdiction, but I have a bad feeling about this one.
Me too. I suppose all we can do is point Laura toward it and hope she notices too.
Weird. So they're also sort of manipulating Laura? Huh. At the very least, it's clear Emma and Celine have their own agenda. As far as we can tell from what we've known from them and how they've interacted with us, they're trustworthy, but maybe not in the same, not as much as we thought.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you, Sarah. On to day 2. Whoa. Hey, the mist's gone. And all the colors are out. Oh, it looks so much better. It's like gazing into a vast mirror. I suppose the wharf you can see from the distance might be over in the Sutherland province. You see the Saint's Castle way more clearly today, too. Oh, that's nice. So this is what Legram looks like on a clear day. The town have a place in my heart. I mean, I can appreciate liking both of them, but this is much better than The Mist. Reen, don't worry about it. You needed your own character building moment. However, you did what you had to do out of necessity. Yeah. Before yesterday, I'd never been able to recognize the truth behind my master's teachings. Crossing swords with your father, it's like I finally realized what he wanted me to understand. Struggling forward even in the face of adversity. Seems the winds have granted you their blessing. Thank you, Gaius. Oh, what was... Yeah, exactly, Usus. Is no one gonna bring this up? Like, what was that? Like you suddenly turned into a whole different person. Almost like some kind of power that was locked inside you came roaring up in a big flash. That's what it must seem like. There's some beast-like instinct sleeping inside me, and when I completely lose control of myself, it just swallows me up, transforms me somehow. I've known about it ever since I was a kid, and all my life I've lived in fear of it, of that other self. So this kind of explains why Reen is so subdued all the time, why he doesn't get, like, really emotional in any way. It's because he's afraid that he'll, like, lose control of himself. And while the concept of this otherworldly, like, beast force in his chest coming out is obviously kind of magical and nonsensical, like, it works in this setting as far as fantasy goes, but I mean from like a story writing standpoint, it's hard to relate to. The idea of becoming too emotional or losing control of your emotions is a real fear that a lot of people have, and it's something you could relate to for Reen. Something beast-like. I don't know. It seemed pretty cool. Besides, if you make you even stronger, why not be like that all the time? I wish it were that simple. Years ago, I first asked my master to teach me the ways of the sword and to suppress it. Thought I could master the art of fighting, I could master my fears and quell those instincts. But it didn't solve the underlying problem, and it ended up ending as training. Okay. Yesterday's duel helped you realize something. You can deny it up and down, but doing that doesn't change the fact that it's in there. Unless I can accept it, I won't be able to reconcile myself with my past and really think about my future. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, Reen. It's there. We just gotta deal with it and do what is necessary. It's rather inspiring. I hope you'll tell Group B what you shared with us. I guess they'll get to know about his crazy white hair nonsense and red eyes. Heard big news. You seriously dueled the Radiant Blade Master. Kind enough to give me a chance to test my skill. Kind enough to kick the crap out of us, really. Yeah, I was going to say, it's not much of a duel. I think we hit him twice. If you've battled Sarah, and her strength is pretty intense, but she's on a whole different level. Yeah. Let's see why... I can see you didn't achieve beginner rank for nothing. Oh, okay. Surprisingly well informed. That is a bracer. Yeah, it is his job kind of to know as much as possible. Alright, we got our tasks for today. Field study day 2. An offering to the departed. Sister Theramis. I would like to practice making an offering to St. Sandlot. Would you be willing to help me gather the materials necessary to do so? If so, come to the Legram Chapel. Evil monster. Toval. There's another monster on Ebel Highway, but we don't know what kind of monster it is. Detail unknown. Don't let me down, Class 7. Get this taken care of. Thanks, Toval. I was expecting there to be more, I guess. I am rather curious with the monster extermination. Didn't want to overload you since I was planning on giving you an extra task this afternoon. Sounds like there'll be a last full day in Legram, so I want to get the most out of it while I got you here. Get out there and do what you do. Got it. We will handle it. This is what we do. With that in mind, I'm actually have to cut this stream here. This is going to have to be it for tonight. Got to get prepped and whatnot for work this evening. I want to thank everybody for watching. Hope you guys all enjoyed it. We will finish the next day of the field study and hopefully a little more. But for now, that's it for field study day 1. Till next time, everybody. Have a damn good day.